Welcome back everyone to Data Science for Everyone. Today we're going to be talking about ES6 modules with JavaScript. Let's get started. So today we're going to learn about ES6 modules and how to export variables, functions, classes from a module and reuse them in other modules. Now, let's do a very basic introduction about this. So the ES6 modules are relatively new. Now, JavaScript initially served as a small scripting tasks that provide some interactivity to web pages. Now, though, JavaScript has evolved into a powerhouse, to create up complete applications that work both in the browser and on servers. And even today, they even work on handheld devices. Now, to handle this growth, it's necessary to modularize JavaScript code into, modules, and to be able to make them reusable across various applications. Now, a module in JavaScript is usually executes in strict mode, and this means that variables and functions declared in the module won't be added automatically to the global scope. Now, this is good because whenever we're wanting utilizing this in browsers or in Node.js, support for native ES6 modules is going to be it's going to be the norm. Now, this native support streamlines modules, loading and optimizing performance. So what we can do with this is we need to actually talk about what is a module. So I just created up this ES6 modules example, and this is just an empty folder right now. But I'm going to talk about kind of like the directory tree and the file structure that most new projects would have. So I'm going to use the command line for this to create up our code. So I'm going to touch index.html to make an empty file, and we can actually click over here. And let me actually go in and open up this folder here. Let it refresh here. Close this, and I'm going to get rid of these. These are old. Okay, and you can see now that I created up this file. Okay, now I also want to add in, so I'm going to make a directory, and I'm going to call it JS. So inside of this file, so let me go inside the file, we want to be able to have two more files. So I want to touch our index.js and as well as our lib.js. Now, what these are going to be doing is we're going to have a module, or we're going to use lib in this instance. So we can look inside here. Lib is going to have a function, and I'm going to import that function into index. And then we're going to be able to use index as a module, and we're going to import it and use it inside of the HTML file. So let's go on and create up this first example here. So let me zoom in a little bit and let me close this off. So first thing, let's create up a function here, and we're going to just call this display. And it's going to take in some text. Now we want to create up an element so that inside the document we create up that element. And in this instance, we want to create up a div tag. Okay. And then we were just going to say element, we want the inner text in here to equal whatever text we wanted. Now, then we can add this to the body, and we're going to append child. Okay, and that is the element there. Good. Now, so what's happening here? Displays a function that displays the text on a web page by creating up a div element and then appending it to the body element. So now we want to go on and we want to open up our HTML document. And let's maybe fill this in with just some boilerplate. And we'll call this ES6 Modules example. And then inside the body here, what we want to do is put in our script src. And the src is going to be inside that JavaScript file, and we want to grab the index. Okay, and we're going to come back here and add some stuff to this in a minute, but for now, let's go on back. So in order to use the display, so that's this display function, from this, we need to we want to use it inside of this index.js file to use the ES6 modules. So now let's go on and do that. Okay, so in order to do this and actually have up a module, we need to go back over here to our library, and we want to export it with curly braces, and we want to export display. Okay, now in this example, we're going to place the function display inside curly braces after the export keyword, and this allows the display function to be used in other modules. Now we want to import display inside of index. Okay. Now, in order to import the display function from the lib.js module, we use the import statement. So we want to import, and the module that we're going to do is /lib.js. Okay. And then we want to import display. Okay. Now, inside that display, so this is going to allow us to have access to this. And so what do we want to add in here? Let's do display, hello class, I've missed you. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So the display function name that we want to import is in curly braces. Okay, and we are specifying the module name. So in this instance, it's the lib.js that we want to import from. Then now we need one more thing. We need to go over here to our index, and we need to make sure that we add in the type equals module. So type equals module, so that it knows that this script is a module and that it's going to be looking for other instances here. So now, if we go over and we grab here, and let me actually go up one, and I want to do HTTP semicolon dash server. We're going to run this, and I'll just let it run wherever it wants to run. And we can see here that it is running on 8080. Okay, so if I command click here and I take this over, I'll need to bring this over to the other side here. So let me pull this over here. Now you can see, oh, hello class, I missed you. Great. So now we know that everything is running in order. So again, this is using Node's HTTP-server module as well, and that we talked about in an earlier video. We could also have done this. I can cancel this out. Oops. Clear it. And if I go back over here and I refresh this, notice there's no server there anymore and it's not running. So we could also have done Python and HTTP-server as well. And this one is running on what? Port 8000. So I could go over here and I could change this up to port 8000. We can run it. And we need to make sure that it's actually going and grabbing everything that it should be. Okay, and here in this example, actually, we want to go to localhost 8000, and we can see here, hello class, I've missed you. So again, we have both of these running the way that we would like to. Again, maybe I'll go back over and use up our HTTP server here, and we can go back. And again, here we can change this up to localhost 8,000, and you can see here, oh, look, I missed you. And again, this is just the beginning, okay? So what have we discussed and what have we seen today? Well, ES6 modules allow you to organize your JavaScript files into modules. ES modules are JavaScript files that execute in strict mode. We have used the export statement to export variables, a function, or a class. And we've also used the import statement to import variables, functions, and classes from other modules. We've also used type is equal to module and the script tag to instruct the web browser to load the JavaScript file as a module. So if you guys like this and you want more of this, please comment, subscribe, and hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.